loving having Carlos here in addition to Chris because it's like makes these webinars just go so much smoother. So next year we might have you joining many more of these. Okay. Maybe we'll get Rosario in here also next.
You're not allowed to be sick next year.
career.
So CRAs represent the sponsor's need. Any CRA request should be given proper attention. You can actually get or not get future studies based on how happy your CRA is with you. Okay.
Yeah.
It's possible you will get a study. It's possible you will not get a study if your CRA is happy or unhappy with your work during the study. And that boils down to the most important relationship in clinical research that I think deserves more attention. So it's not that really the most important relationship. The most important relationship is between the site and the patient. But the most important relationship in research that doesn't get talked about is CRA-CRC. We've done a whole webinar on this too. And so this goes hand in hand with keeping them happy.
Yeah.
Right? So let's go to the next slide. This is good. Anyone that has questions, type or because you're on the webinar, okay?
How many people have?
I don't know. Keep employees happy. You did the good job here, but you don't have any employees. Maybe in the future. You think you're opening a site?
Not right now.
Oh, not right now.
You never know.
Never know. Okay, so Chris, this is good for you. Most sites should focus on keeping key personnel happy. All right.
Sure.
All right. So site owners have complete control over the environment that they promote at their site. So some sites, they'll pay more. Other sites give more as far as like work-life balance. Other sites do things like create opportunities and give you tasks that can translate better into future careers. I mean, whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah, some sites are dictatorships.
Some sites are dictatorships. So this one is very important to keep the employees happy. Well, this is not a good turnout at all. Keeping them.
Monday.
It's you know what it is. It's the holidays.
Yeah.
But people are gonna watch on YouTube and on podcast,
Okay.
and then all the people that registered get the replay link. So this is what it's understandable why we don't have many questions today. But let's get back into it. Okay, so keeping the employees happy. All right. Site owners can be lenient with their site rules to allow employees to focus on important tasks. This is Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Now's your chance to assess Chris.
Better be careful what you say.
End of year assessment for Chris. Okay, how is he?
Well, I deal more with Rosario. She's more.
Okay, so throwing it on her now.
Yeah. I mean, Chris kind of steps back and lets her run.
I told her a long time ago, Rosario's on you.
Okay, okay, that's good.
I got a free day last week.
Okay.
I took a day off.
What was that for?
That was.
Let everybody know. I want to know because
now we're just putting it out there.
That was just I didn't get sick the whole year. I got sick after I got my sick day.
Oh, so you got your sick day and then you got sick.
I got sick. Yeah.
See,
it's starting to sound like Sam Darnold.
Karma.
So I get playing hooky.
And if I may use a football reference, sounds like Sam Darnold in week 1 through 5. Okay, just a mystery illness.
6 people have no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
That's what I'm saying. 6, 1 in 5.
For right now. Later on, we'll
I
have
heard
people that get it.
Football. That's all I.
Okay, so take Fridays off, for example.
Yeah.
Right. Have options for career development.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing this for you. Start their work day later.
Yeah, I do that.
You can start the work day like in the evening. Okay, and dress casual. Yeah, we're everyone who can see this can see. So we're following practice what we preach.
Sure.
Okay. What's the next webinar gonna be on? I didn't send you anything yet, right? What's the next one?
Trick question.
Trick question.
I could give suggestions.
You guys, we're gonna go off tangent because we can on this. This is the loose webinar, the last one of the year. Go off tangent. One of our former students got tricked in an interview question, and
Seriously?
it's like in baseball when the pitcher throws a nasty slider.
Yeah.
Like
you think it's a fastball?
Yeah, and then it's just like way out of the strike zone.
Yeah, and they're swinging at complete air.
This is what happened. So the student, he's good. He came here. He knows all the stuff, knows everything. In the interview, and they sandwiched this question in between a bunch of questions. They said, how does a CRA help the site in designing a CRF? And this is a trick question.
Well, I would have said That's not something a CRA
Exactly,
typically does.
that's the
but,
answer.
But if that ever were a requirement, then I would have gave something.
Right. So you don't even need to. Just the first part, you're good.
I would have tried to cover all bases, just in case.
Yes, but this is hard when you're not experienced.
Right.
And it's sandwiched in between a bunch of other questions. So then you're just going to go by textbook answers.
Sure. They're testing to
They're
see if
testing.
this person truly has experience.
They're testing. So anyways, back to keeping employees happy. You know that, right? You knew the answer for that. How does the CRA help the sites design a EDC system?
Well, they don't.
Exactly. You would have passed. You would have passed.
Or a PANS.
So this is our example of keeping you happy. Okay, we're constantly giving you things to do so that you know if you ever were to be interviewed for CRA, which you don't want to do, but if you were, you would know how to answer this, right?
Yeah.
So all employees will leave at some point, except you, Carlos. You will not. So find ways of letting employees know that working for you is good for them long term. This is true for you, right? You take notes. Keeping employees happy can go a long way when your payroll is limited. Right? Other stakeholders. Now we get the four main ones out of the way.
Yeah.
Patients, CROs, and sponsors, physicians, employees. Now other stakeholders. Okay, who are they? Other business partners or sub-Is at the site. For example, here we have the nurse practitioners. There are other stakeholders, right? Regulators like the IRB, you got to keep them happy. Certain vendors, even though it's their job to keep you happy, sometimes you got to keep the vendors happy. Like in our case with the clinical surveillance team, where we screwed up. It was my fault, but we screwed up. You got to keep that vendor happy, or they show you what they do when they're not happy.
Yeah.
They get rid of you. Okay. So running a site will demand that you persuade your stakeholders to work with you and that doing so is beneficial to them. Okay. This was a great webinar. Great slides by Carlos. Chris and I are going to do our next podcast today for January webinar. Okay. You're welcome to join us for it. Sites will struggle to find what their strengths are and will instead focus on their weaknesses. For example, when sponsors ask for site information, sites forget to mention their strengths. This happens a lot during site selection visits. Right? The sites are nervous if it's a new coordinator especially or a new PI. Sponsor asks for information. Sites don't focus on their strengths, they focus on what they don't have. That's not a good strategy, okay? Gotta focus on your strengths. So that's it for today's webinar. Thank you everybody for watching, for listening, and for catching the podcast. Thank you, Carlos and Chris, and we'll catch you all later.